The US government's latest immigration statistics reveal that people with no prior criminal convictions now make up the largest portion of detainees in federal custody. This marks the first time under Donald Trump's second presidency that those without criminal histories have outnumbered detainees with convictions or pending charges, directly contradicting Trump's campaign pledge to only deport criminals. Figures released by Immigrations and Customs Enforcement indicate that 16,523 individuals being held nationwide have no criminal record. That number is greater than the 15,725 detainees with past convictions and the 13,000 facing active charges. Altogether, nearly 60,000 people are confined in ICE facilities, with the remainder brought in through border enforcement actions. These numbers undermine repeated claims from the Trump regime that the enforcement dragnet is aimed chiefly at violent offenders. Typically, the undocumented presence of immigrants in the US is a civil matter rather than a crime. Under Trump, seeking asylum, a human right under US and international law, is now deemed illegal. Shock has spread across Iowa's education community today when ICE detained Ian Roberts, superintendent of Des Moines Public Schools. According to the board chair, Roberts was taken into custody this morning, though the district has received no formal explanation. An interim superintendent has since been appointed. ICE's online database shows Roberts being held at the county jail in western Iowa, with Guyana listed as his birthplace. DHS later stated that he had been ordered removed in May 2024 and lacked work authorization. Officials allege that Roberts attempted to flee during a targeted enforcement stop on September 26, abandoning his car before being located with help from state authorities. They also pointed to weapons charges filed in 2020. Roberts entered the US on a student visa in 1999. District officials have challenged the federal account, noting that the state board approved Roberts' license to serve as superintendent in 2023. Teacher and staff unions described him as an outspoken supporter of students, families, and educators, and expressed dismay over his detention. Concerns about ICE detention conditions have intensified as deaths in custody climb. Since January, at least 16 individuals have died while being held by ICE. Among them was a 39-year-old former recipient of Dreamer protections who died on Sunday at the Adelanto facility in California. His case was the 15th death officially acknowledged by ICE since Trump resumed office. The shift towards detaining people with no prior convictions reflects the administration's aggressive arrest quotas. Earlier this year, DHS directed ICE to make roughly 3,000 arrests per day, or about 1 million annually. To meet these targets, ICE has relied on assistance from the FBI, the Drug Enforcement Administration, and other federal units, as well as local police and sheriffs who have been deputized to carry out immigration enforcement. DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin defended the government's strategy, claiming that the majority of those taken into custody have either criminal convictions or pending charges, including violent crimes and gang activity. Yet data also shows that so-called collateral arrests, detentions of individuals who were not originally targeted, are increasingly common, pulling in people who may have lived peacefully in the US for years. One such example occurred in Georgia, where a raid on a Hyundai factory construction project resulted in more than 300 arrests, mostly of South Korean workers. Though DHS initially claimed all were violating immigration laws, at least one detainee was later confirmed to hold valid status, yet was still pressured into voluntary departure. The incident sparked diplomatic tension with South Korea. By late August, the nationwide detention population had swelled to more than 61,000, the highest figure in US history. Human rights groups have accused ICE of neglect and mistreatment inside facilities. Despite evidence, these charges have been rejected by the administration. Outrage grew further this month after a video circulated of an ICE officer in New York shoving a woman to the floor inside an immigration courthouse while her young daughter looked on. The mother had been pleading with officers not to take her husband away. DHS later confirmed the officer had been removed from duty pending an investigation, with McLaughlin calling the conduct unacceptable.
Adios. Come on, man.
The courthouse at 26 Federal Plaza has become a flashpoint for demonstrations as Trump pushes an immigration agenda widely denounced as racist and punitive. Together, the dramatic rise in arrests of immigrants with no criminal history, the record number of deaths in detention, and high-profile incidents of abuse underscore what critics see as a racially motivated crackdown. Following the Supreme Court's decision sanctioning racial profiling in immigration enforcement, the regime's tactics have further heightened fears that entire immigrant communities are being indiscriminately targeted, rather than concentrating on individuals who pose genuine public safety risks. I'm Anthony Davis. You can find me on the 5 Minute News YouTube channel and podcast, on Wednesdays co-hosting Uncovered, and on Sunday on The Weekend Show with Midas Touch.